Hey guys, Matt from AwesomeToyBlog here with a G.I. Joe classified interview with Lenny and John of Hasbro. Apologies for the camera angle. We are in a tight corner. All right, you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Hey guys, Matt with AwesomeToyBlog. I am here in a corner of the Hasbro booth at San Diego Comic-Con. I am talking all things G.I. Joe with John and Lenny.
Hi guys.
Happy show, guys.
How's it going?
It's going great. So I wanted to start off maybe with a little bit of just a warm-up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Shipwreck.
Yes, let's talk about
right.
Shipwreck.
So Shipwreck's kind of unique on my Joe shelf right now in that he has a very full chest of hair.
He does.
He does.
So I guess my main question is, how'd you pick Shipwreck to have a nice pelt?
I love that question. It just felt right.
Yeah, I
You
think
know what I mean? He was kind of, trying to look for a nice word.
smarmy.
Smarmy. His shirt, like in the cartoon, his shirt was open.
Well, sure.
I would
Yeah.
imagine if they could have given him chest hair in the cartoon, they would have.
You kind of talk like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Looking for the ladies, you know what I mean? So he's kind of like...
The lady.
He's ready. He's ready to go. So...
Yeah,
Yes,
that was
yeah.
one of the things, because he's a fantastic figure.
Oh, thank you.
But that's one of the things that stands out. I was like, hey, Shipwreck's got a lot
he's
going
tough.
on there. He
Yeah.
he is not manscaped.
I put it in the spec sheet, and I was cracking up when I was, I'm giving this guy a chest hair. And I gave it to Tony, and Tony realized it beautifully.
I mean, well, it's extremely well done, Chester. Better than Wolverine's. I'll even say that
It's
because
always
I have
funny.
that box set Wolverine, all
Yeah.
shirtless. Yeah, Shipwreck has him beat.
When you get a chance, take a look at Mutt's arm hair.
Okay.
It's even a different texture.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even.
Yeah.
You know, Tony does such an incredible job. To
Yeah,
me.
Tony does.
Yeah. Yes.
On headsculpts,
Yeah.
there's a ton of personality in them.
Yeah.
And a lot of details that are very real.
Yeah.
And there's not a ton of source material at that level of, definition. Really, right? So you're really pulling a lot of inspiration from other places.
Yeah.
Where are you guys getting that from? Or is you just sitting there thinking, this is what a badass real life dude would look like?
So it's a combination of things. So it's a partnership with a sculpting team. So when I first do an input, every G.I. Joe gets a schematic. Gets their turnarounds, their pattern drawings. I do my best ability to make what I feel the character looks like. I do my best ability to find references that I think, this kind of nose, this kind of face, this kind of jaw. And I work with my sculptors who are some of the most talented people in the world to then realize that. And we sit together and then we work it out even more. So it's a partnership. It starts at a 2D drawing, and then we work through 3D to really realize these people, to make them feel realistic. So one of our goals is to make a realistic 1/12 scale world.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit into it, but it's a lot of like starting in 2D and then working through the 3D to make sure that it looks right, and then we gotta check and see. You gotta look at a lot of people's faces, like how anatomy lays, because it can get cartoony really fast.
Yeah.
And you have to throw a lot of reference, and you're not trying to make something who already exists. You're trying to make that is that person. That's our goal. So,
Yeah, and I think what's great about what Lenny and the team do is it's small. It's really, in essence, it's a pretty small team.
Yeah, it's like 6
We're all
of us.
very passionate about what we do, but there's a great balance, I think, within G.I. Joe Classified, where you have the legendary characters that we know and love, but then Lenny loves to push it sometimes as far as he can to do something that is absolutely fresh and new. So when you look at a character like Lowlight or something like that, you actually have modern elements to them, there's a wind meter on it, things like that.
Yeah, sorry, we got distracted.
No, it's fine. Or you have a character like Grunt, which is completely reimagined. But my favorite thing that Lenny did is he actually put an area for the phone. This sits down as like a nav computer, because that's what real operatives use.
one of my friends is a Green Beret.
Okay.
He heard that I was on G.I. Joe. Our kid's going to take it.
Okay.
And he was like, dude, we got this tech here, and our device is going, it flips down, we can see where the team's at. So we got to put that in G.I. Joe. And I was like, all right, I'll research it. And I was like, yes, this is going in a G.I. Joe.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's one thing that's really interesting is that it's very much the classified. It's not Becky with a new hat.
Yeah.
No.
Everybody looks like a unique person.
Correct.
Everybody has their own personality. And that's one of the things that's really, especially with the current state of paint apps,
Oh my God,
it's
yeah.
really standing out.
Yeah.
No one looks generic.
That's
the
true.
idea.
And with Lenny and Tony work together, they're able to develop these inkjet printed faces that allow you to have a full spectrum of color. Some cases makeup, eye color, different eyebrows, different levels of skin tone. It's really
Speaking
impressive.
of that, on low light, everybody knows he used to have the nightmares. Yep. And then one episode where he's like having that crazy nightmares, like, Dad, help! Tony, I had done a little bit of like making him look tired, but Tony is a master. And when he showed me the paint master of how we're gonna do it, like you can see bags under his eyes. Yeah, he's right behind you.
Okay, yeah, I'll be checking that out.
But it's just like, that's the thing that we can do here, like adding molds and stuff like that like we may have not put in the sculpture, but we can do that to their faces to make it more subtle.
No, it's amazing work what you're doing with them.
Thank you.
And one of the other things that seems to be more noticeable in recent ways is that there seems to be a narrative building across the figures through the package art and just sort of connected elements. If you look at one figure and you look at the next, you sort of figure out that something's going on. This is all 100% intentional, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, we our intention is to create a 6-inch scale world of G.I. Joe. Something that takes into account the legendary stories of the past, but propels them into the future. So as you start to look across the line, there's actually an impressive amount of storytelling that Lenny and the team has built into this. It's absolutely deliberate. Our writer on the brand is incredible. Also a huge G.I. Joe fan. So that and this speaks to a multi-year process. Right now, we're getting ready to kick off 2025. So we're absorbing. 2024 is all done already, and we're getting ready to like figure out what's next. And by talking to fans and understanding, we want to take you guys along on the ride too and figure out what that story is.
So you may not be able to answer this question.
We'll try.
But is there an element of a shared universe with Morat?
Oh, yeah, we can answer that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There
So,
totally is, yeah.
Night Force. The whole idea behind Night Force is Cobra is mining dark energy.
Okay, so it is dark energy.
Yeah.
100%.
Cobra Commando wants to make laser guns.
Gotcha.
So he sends the mole rats out with the alley vipers to protect them, and the range vipers are like checking out the scene outside of the cave. So Big Ben is sent in to go find. They're like, something's going on. Cobra's up to no good. So Big Ben is sent in. Things go awry. So Shooter is sent in to get Big Ben out.
Gotcha.
So when she's sent in to get him out, the mole rats they kind of mess up when they're taking core samples because they get freaked out. Because they're like a civil engineer.
They're just going to work.
Yeah. So then basically the dark energon gets into their system because they're wearing all the respirators.
Right.
And the crystals start growing out of them. They turn into zombies. And by the way, they glow in the dark.
Oh, very
Yeah,
cool.
so they glow green. You can kind of see it in the photograph.
That's super cool. Yeah, and that's got to, without tie-in media.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to put that element of storytelling in.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
But it shows through. I mean, because you can look at it, you can see it.
You actually have to make something exude what it is. Like you have to be a little like deliberate, and it's still is nebulous because they've only been released about a couple of months now. Not a couple of months, but they're not in people's hands yet.
Yep.
So you're not going to get that story until you have the box. You can look at the box that they're in.
But today you guys were busy. Because if I have the list right, Jinx, Torch, SMS Techno Viper, Retro Duke, Retro Scarlet, Vamped Clutch, Copperhead Python Patrol, Buzzer, General Hart, Ripper, the Crimson Strike Team, which is a PulseCon exclusive coming in September. His fire team was revealed at the breakfast the other day. Tripwire, the Steel Core Trooper 2-pack, and then finally there was a little bit of surprise. Junkyard and Mutt.
Right.
That is a lot.
It's a lot. We're expanding.
So the brand's clearly doing pretty well. Let's talk about Junkyard and Mutt. He was the surprise for the day.
Yeah.
How much fun was it giving a goofy face to Junkyard?
I think we have these things called gate reviews. And I was preparing for it, and usually I show the front view of my schematic in the gate review so people can see what the toy looks like. We're looking at the box. And when I presented it, and I was like loving drawing it, and I like presented it, I'm like, this is his good boy face.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
It became a thing, and so on Teams, our messaging platform, we'll bounce back and forth, and like he's a good boy.
he's a good boy.
Yeah, and it just became like this almost like morale building thing about the good boy dog. But that's Lenny for you.
Yeah.
Lenny's so impressive at capturing animal anatomy,
Well,
getting it
yeah,
right. I mean, think about that crocodile.
It's just insane.
Yeah, it's and then he's great at working with some of the best in class sculptors in the industry. But through that partnership, they're able to deliver on things where yes, you can have a dog with a cool head. Why not?
Yeah.
And
it's a joke too. Like he actually,
it totally
his
is.
tack armor comes off.
Oh,
If you pop his arms off, you can
so
slide
you
his tack.
can have casual Friday.
You can have casual Friday, good boy.
Or you're the one that's closer to the original animation.
Okay, that's very cool. Yeah, because I think, if you look at it, we've got Polly,
Yes.
we've got Fiona,
Yep.
we have Snake Eyes Wolf, whose name is totally
Timber.
Timber.
Timber variant.
Timber Variant.
What else? We have Freedom.
Yeah, and
And I don't want to say things because I might say
because
things
you might
that
say
I'm working
there's
on.
but
Yeah,
seriously, like we're slowly building a G.I. Joe suit.
Yes.
It's quite a menagerie. Yeah.
I mean,
That's awesome.
yeah, you guys are really knocking it out of the park.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I mean, really, it's probably you have some coworkers around. But how does it feel to be working on the best brand that Hasbro's putting out?
Oh, wow! Thank you.
We look at them as some of the best brands that Hasbro.
We do. We're inspired by each other, to be honest. But it is. Thank you for saying that because it means a lot. I see how much work these guys do, and there's all sorts of like the engineering team, project management team, branding team, awesome packaging that they do. It's all speaks to the fact that we are very much like G.I. Joe, and that we cooperate, we know each other's rules, and we all fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. But
Yeah,
it's
Joe's
great.
there.
My goal as the design director is to make sure this is the best in class 6-inch line in the industry. And we're setting the bar, and we're not just creating G.I. Joes, but we're creating a world of 6-inch action figures.
Well, you're doing a fantastic job because right now they are the ones that can play with. They are the ones that could open as soon as they arrive. They don't even make it to the pile of unopened toys that come from Hasbro. They go right open. You guys are knocking it out of the park.
Thanks,
and
man.
I cannot wait to see what the next year has.
Oh, thank you so
Thanks
much.
a lot, man.
Appreciate
Cool.
that.
It's always
Cool.
nice
Thanks,
talking
guys.
to you.
That was great.